block, to the moms, to the homies lost, to the ones fighting demons in silence, to the kings and queens that forgot their crown. We 4 brothers coming straight from mud, hitting the web not for clout but for purse bills. Here, Rhythm Night brothers, speaking truth to the mic, shining through the struggle, bringing dark to the light. Block to your soul, let the message ignite. Podcast for the people, every word take flight. Gritty like the grind, hell first we strive. Social heat in the streets, trying to keep hope alive. 4 mics, 1 mission, make the people revive. It's the night time, tune in, feel the vibe. We 4 deep like corners on a block, mics hot in the lab, cooking truth non-stop, no gimmicks. This ain't clickbait chatter, this heartbeat, struggle and soul, blacker than batter. Got fam trying to heal, broke bills on the table. Talk health, mental wealth, if we able, we enable. From the hood to the web, we built this escape. Tired of seeing kings trapped in a lowercase fake. Click keys, we ain't just pie, we preach it. Street slang, health hacks, real talk. See the system rigged, trying to cage our minds, but we cracking the code like it's Columbine. I'm the brother with the blueprint, knowledge in my stash. Turn trauma to armor, pain into cash. 1 mic, 4 voices, no filters, no mask. We ain't just streaming, we building that path. Freedom Night brothers, speaking truth to the mic, shining through the struggle, bringing dark to the light. Block to your soul, let the message ignite. Podcast for the people, every word take flight. Gritty like the grind, health first we strive. Social heat in the streets, trying to keep hope alive. 4 mics, 1 mission, make the people revive. It's the nighttime, tune in, feel the vibe.
Oh yeah, 4 mics, 1 mission. Nighttime, not nighttime.
I seen young blood.
Yo,
All right.
Peace and love, y'all.
What's
How
up,
you
my
feeling
brother?
out there?
What's going on now?
Beautiful day, beautiful day. How's everything going on your
Yes,
end?
sir. Hey man,
Happy
blessed to be
first-
here. Margaret
Hold on,
Nick,
brother.
welcome to the show.
Definitely.
Margaret Nick, number
Listen,
1
Turner.
stunner. Thanks for your call.
Hello.
Thanks for your call last week, Margaret. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Hey guys, before we go any further, we want to acknowledge Kenny and his family and the loss of his family member, his grandmother. Let's give Kenny some love, guys. That's what we do, man. And our condolences
Appreciate
to
y'all,
you, my
man.
brother.
Appreciate y'all, man. Margaret Nick was one of the first people that called me after I found out. I appreciate all the love, man. It'll be okay. Love y'all.
Yeah, she called me and let me know as well, Kenny.
Kenny,
Yeah, man.
did you want to take a couple of minutes, man, and tell us about your grandmother? Give us any words about your grandmother to your family, man.
Granny. A lot of y'all know her as Till. A lot of y'all remember her from down Star Road. It was actually Carrollton Avenue, right behind Bates. And
Yep.
that's my grandmother. That's my father's mother. She fought a long battle, a hard battle. They got to the end, but she lived a life. She was 91 years old. She lived a life. She lived a really good life.
Wow.
Yeah, she was 91. She was 91, and I got in there when I went there. Sorry, I didn't see any of y'all because I was just there for that. I was in and out. But
I
I
understand.
walked in Friday, looked up, and she recognized me, and she pointed to me, and squares my hand and held my hand. She was unable to talk at this time, but I got a chance to say goodbye, and I'll be letting y'all know when the arrangements will be. It'll be sometime next week because my aunt wants to give people time to come in town. My sister came all the way up from Georgia, and she left, and
Wow.
a day later, my grandma, so they got to come back up from Georgia. So give everybody a little time.
Wow.
It'll be sometime next week. But thank all of y'all for the love and support. Appreciate y'all.
Definitely.
Well, our condolences, man. And everybody give Kenny some love. Y'all just give Kenny some love, man.
Yeah, Night
Appreciate
Brothers
y'all, man.
family, Night Brothers family, Night Brothers crew, our guests, everybody, man. Give you
Yes.
mad love, man, and condolences to your
Yeah.
entire family.
Rest in peace,
man.
Granny. Rest in peace, Granny.
Glad you had that opportunity. That
We
was,
got
that was
to go.
Yes.
Yes.
We go keep vibing.
Well, we want to send shout outs also to some of that people, Angela Dupree, to Darlene Collins, to Mimi Lee, and others who are joining us
Yes.
here on the show. Thank you guys for always being
Joanne.
here and always supporting us.
Always.
Joanne Jenkins in the building. Thank you for coming through. Definitely.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mimi Lee.
Oh man, we gonna vibing tonight, guys.
Getting no shade, you know what I mean? And
Vibing.
pontificate on life.
Vibing. This for you, Granny. This for you, Granny.
Vibing under the city lights. Wherever the wind go take us. If it's good, we make it contagious. Said we vibing. Laying on black sand beaches. Thinking of what life teaches. So glad and fall from the deep end. Said we vibing under the city lights. Wherever the wind go take us. If it's good, we make it contagious. Said we vibing. Laying on black sand beaches. Thinking of what life teaches. So glad and fall from the deep end. Said we vibing. Even when the days feel low. Things gonna have that glow. Already moving. Where they ain't think I go.
All right, folks. Well, tonight we got a couple of things that we're vibing with. The first thing we're going to do tonight is we're going to talk to Mr. David Stansbury and Mr. Kevin Smith, and we're going to give a review of the Kunta Kinte Festival, which was held last weekend. We're going to find out just how things went. We're going to talk about future events and how things also are going to change. So we're going to break down all of those things with those two in a couple of minutes. So we want you to stay on board with that. After we finish that segment, we're going to go into something, man, that is very important. And I don't say this lightly. This is a topic that could actually save your life. We're going to talk about the warning signs, early warning signs of potential heart attacks, and how sometimes they're overlooked or ignored altogether. But we want to get this out there because, like we said, it could potentially save your life. Back to you, Len.
All right. Got our brothers on.
What's going on, my brothers?
What's up? Welcome, brothers. The S&S brothers are back in the building. Yes, indeed.
I like that. S&S.
Seriously, serious business here, you know.
Oh, the last time I seen them two brothers, man, they was working. They was on carts.
Oh man, them brothers had to put in some serious work.
Running. Yeah.
Oh man,
still working, man. We're still working.
Oh yeah, good Lord. Okay. So it ain't over when it's over. That's what you're saying?
It ain't never over. It's always something going on.
That's right. Gotta keep it moving, huh?
Well, look, man, we welcome y'all to the show again. It's always a vibe when y'all are on. Just, you know, you can just feel the vibe, the good vibes, man. So you can feel that from good people, man. And love that y'all are on. Love what y'all doing. You know what I'm saying? Love you because it's a labor of love. Because I was out there this year. Last year I was on a cruise and I couldn't play. My band played, but I had a set-in bass player. I had Kevin Coates, bless his heart, stepped in for me. But I couldn't play. So this year was my first time, man. And I was like, this is wonderful. You know, wonderful. But look, we're going to dive into some questions. And I think Arden's going to start off, got a question for y'all.
Okay.
Hey, so how did it go? I mean, you know, I always say, anytime you do an event, you plan to do review. What did you see? Expectations? How did it, you know, what did you think about the day on your side? You see the whole thing 360 degrees. How did it roll out? And what things that nobody knew happened because y'all made it and worked it out may have happened. Something that you can share. You know what I'm saying? Nothing that's going to be crazy, but it's always something.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, everybody knows that the day of the festival, you know, starts with 10 to 7. But for us, the festival starts way much earlier than 10 to 7. You know, being able to see the outline of the logistics team creating the festival and the layout of the field, they worked super hard. Shout out to the logistics team, D, Edward, and I call him Uncle Bunk Stansbury, and Herb Lee, and a host of people along with David that was out there working Thursday and Friday to lay out the field. And I think that being able to see the field laid out with all the tents going up and just seeing the layout come to life was definitely it supersedes our expectations. We expect one thing, but then the vibe is created, and we can't really describe the feeling of once it's all up. I mean, and then just the spirit of unity. I would definitely say everybody trying to work together, everybody trying to help each other. You know, the emergency services, the city police, the county police, the fire department, the Office of Emergency Management, coming together, finding out, you know, what to do, how to go over our operation and logistics, how to connect with our security, and the Navy for being able to execute a great day. It was a great spirit of unity. And I'm just talking more of the operation side, but that definitely was where I would say our expectations, we wanted to see all of that happen.
Yeah, absolutely. I did everything you said on the outside. For us, the day started at 3:30 in the morning.
Woo!
When we got home we had a gig on Friday night. When we got home,
Wow.
I took a shower. First of all, we packed the truck up with equipment. Then I took the shower and put on the clothes for Saturday and laid on top of the bed because I knew Kevin was picking me up at 3.
I didn't even sleep.
Oh my goodness.
I heard that. You just went straight.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes that half hour hurts you.
Yes, sir. But it's all worth it when you see it all come together. It was a beautiful day. Like you said, everybody worked together, the teams, the district team, everybody else was awesome. And it was just a day of love and unity that we all needed. You know?
No doubt. No doubt. I have to
Yes, indeed.
1000% agree with you on that. Q, I know you're having some technical, but can you jump in?
Yeah, exactly. Listen, guys, I know with an event like this, there's always so much going on logistically. You're juggling, you know, you're running from one thing to the next. Sometimes putting out fires, sometimes just making sure things run smoothly. With all that going on, though, were you able to take in any of the real moments of the day to really have some enjoyment of what was going on, or you were just too busy to do so?
For me, I go for a take for it. On this one, I would say yes this time around. I didn't get around to all the vendors like I wanted to be. But there was a certain point I'm like, look, take this cart. I'm not getting back in it. I'm going to stay right here by the stage in the 2 stages and just watch and observe everybody enjoying themselves and taking it all in. So I did take sort of a breath this time, you know, as far as that.
That's awesome.
I feel like I think the time for me that I was able to actually, you know, one of my biggest peeves with cherishing the moment that before all of this, at a very early age, I became a photographer and a videographer, and I just love being able to capture moments. Just like if I'm at a family reunion, if I'm in a cookout, I love to be able to capture moments. And the moment that I captured was during the John B performance. And while I was capturing it on my phone, I could remember the feeling of like, man, this is beautiful. You know, seeing all the multicultural faces, you know, all the couples hugged up, families just enjoying the performance. It was such a beautiful moment, and just capturing it, I was just amazed just by, you know, this is the moment that we actually talked about in our living room about whether or not we were going to get John B, and to see it all actually happen here, you know, that was definitely something that I felt like I was able to take in.
Well, we're certainly glad you were able to do that. I mean, that's important. Kenny, on to you.
Yep. Absolutely. Welcome back, brothers, and congratulations on a successful event. It's always a pleasure to talk to y'all. Always a pleasure, my man. But really quick, what are some of the things that you are most proud of this year's event compared to the past, or even better, what gave you the most satisfaction from this year's event?
Well, I think
That
we would. I think first of all, from loading to cleanup, I think we just improved. You know what I mean? We made things smoother, more efficient, and improved. You know what I mean? I think we made great improvements.
We left an impression.
Yeah.
We left an impression on the excellent, not just the festival goers, but all of our 160 vendors. They left telling us how well organized we were, how they felt like we catered to their needs. You know, we had an actual customer service for our vendors that morning, where people don't have that at festivals, and
That's
we
right.
catered to everybody that poured in or contributed to. And I feel like just being able to understand that we left a great impression of how things should be done in excellence was definitely a great takeaway that I would say. I was satisfied.
Awesome. Absolutely, brother. I'm
It
feeling
definitely
on
helps
that. Leaving that
reaching out to
impression.
me.
Always a good thing.
Yes.
Always a good thing.
You know, following up on Kenny's
Vinny.
question. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Following up on Kenny's questions, you know, just the world we live in right now, you know, it was a love event and it was a good event to have, but anything can happen anywhere, anytime. Y'all know that. Especially when you're having a large event with a bunch of people. And from what I saw, it was like no issues. I'm talking about like zero issues. I didn't even see anybody.
I didn't see anything.
You know, I didn't even see a boyfriend getting mad at the girlfriend or vice versa. I ain't seen none of that.
Yeah.
Nobody argue over,
that's
over
awesome.
soda, over their ribs or chicken or nothing. You know, so I'm just saying.
That's awesome, man.
For y'all to put that on.
That's awesome.
It was, Kenny. I know you was out, you know, in Jersey and everything. Couldn't make it down to everything, but it just went off without a hitch. To me, it was just like a real vibe atmosphere.
Awesome, man. And just like you said, in today's world, that is awesome.
Yeah,
And that is also a lasting impression on you, brother. What you talking about? That is also a lasting impression.
And I think that's a testament. I mean, first of all, give God the glory, but it's a testament to just how y'all approach the thing and how y'all, you know, engage with the vendors, engage with the artists. I know it just was respect. It was the treatment, how you engage with everybody, kind of set the tone, man. So I definitely want to shout y'all out for that. You know, y'all have anything to say about that?
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you know, one of the biggest. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, you
Go ahead.
Leading up to the festival, we had a lot of different scares in the Navy, and then of course all those threats that were going around with the HBCUs. It happened on the same week as the festival, and you know, with all of this was going on, we understood that we were expecting, just like if you're having a party and you're hosting thousands of people, you want to be able to try to address the room, and we did. We sent out a notice to everybody about the heightened security and the unity of security that we would have in place, and that we didn't expect any riffraff. You know, and I know that some people were definitely a little nervous about coming because of what happened just the 2 days before. And that, you know, again, you know how news can travel. That was on the Naval Academy, but it wasn't at the stadium. But it was still, you know, it's a way to kind of create rumors about, oh, okay, well, you know, something's going on. But we were able to be proactive and to kind of stay ahead of it and just say, listen, we understand we all want to be safe, but these are the measures that we took in order for this to happen for us.
Amen, man. Amen.
All right, amen, brother.
It's great you got in front of that narrative.
No doubt. And just had the wherewithal because you do all of this planning leading up to that. But I know that was something that you planned for as well, but you didn't know that these things was gonna happen, you know, within 48 hours or whatever the timeline was of your actual event.
Right.
And you was just graced with a beautiful day, beautiful weather day, beautiful people that came out. And I heard nothing but great things of it, you know. All the Facebook posts, everybody was happy as can be. So here's the big question, y'all. Bigger than the last question. I gotta ask you.
Yes.
I like how y'all do things.
Gotta ask. We gotta know.
Have you decided if you will be involved with next year's festival? And if so, are there any thoughts, any headline artists, or anything that you want to say about the event? I'm just gonna put it out there, and the people want to know.
Yeah. Well, I'll start the conversation. But yes, we have decided that this will be our last year co-chairing the Kunta Kinte Festival.
Oh no! Don't say it.
Yeah. And we got great news coming, but let me say this, then Kevin can say the great news. And I hope nobody gets offended by this, but you know, the Bible says you should not cast your pearls amongst swine. That means what you're giving, if people can't receive you, if they can't appreciate you, if they cannot, accept what you're trying to give them, which is good, it says to kick the dust off your feet and get to moving. So if you got something you're trying to move forward in a relationship or organization and you know you're doing well and that person doesn't want to accept, kick the dust off your feet.
Amen,
and
brother.
get to moving.
Absolutely, my brother.
We're going to read between the lines. You're going to read between the lines on that one.
Wow. Yes.
Give a little bit more context. David and I, of course, we were pleasured and honored to co-chair the planning committee for both years, this year and last year, at the Kunta Kinte Heritage Festival, which is it's a staple festival in Annapolis. It's historic. One of the things that people don't realize is that we are not on the board of the Kunta Kinte celebration, but the nonprofit that handles the festival. We were brought on as volunteers to chair the planning committee, and we were definitely called to. We're big visionaries, and we believe in large scale, and we've also believed that African American large scale events should get the type of excellence that we give. And a lot of times too, there's some times where I would say boards or organizations is not really necessarily ready for the large scale. They may not want the large scale all the time. They want to be able to tell the story. They want to be able to tell the element of the history. Our goal is that we want to tell all Black history. We want to tell all Black HBCU education. We want to talk about it all because we believe that Annapolis deserves it all. Right now, we know we have a holiday, which is Juneteenth. We also have an Annapolis holiday called Family Day, which we all have embraced for the last 10-some years. Shout out to our brother Troy, our cousin Troy. And we also have Kunta Kinte, which historically is an Annapolis festival that we've always had for years and years. But what we don't have is all-inclusive, all Black History Festival. And that's why we decided we were going to start our own For the Culture. We started our own nonprofit this year called For the Culture. And our plan is to make sure that For the Culture, that we support all these other festivals. However, we create a platform and a space that invites 10, 15,000 people out to let all of these organizations that are hustling and grinding shine on this great big day. So that's our advocacy.
Awesome.
So at this time, do you have any idea or have you formulated any game plan of how you would execute this?
Sure, if you guys want to, and everybody that's listening, we have already created our website. We've already petitioned the city of Annapolis. That's active petition right now, because we also understand that 30 miles away from us, there's $3 million that is allocated towards African American heritage events, including AfRam and Artscape. But right now in the city of Annapolis, there's no budget line item for African American large scale events. Our petition is to make sure that while all these operations are existing every year, that the city of Annapolis does have a budget line item for large-scale African-American events that highlight Black history and, Black and wellness literacy. So we have that going on. You can visit our website at forthecultureannapolis.org. Please,
Spell it out for us,
everybody,
please, so I
jump
can throw it
the-
on the screen. Can you spell your
Oh,
website
it's the
out?
number 4 for the culture. It's the number 4 culture Annapolis.org. And
And my
we're
question
super
is,
excited.
How
We-
can the Knight Brothers continue to help you to build this?
I hope I got it right there.
Go
I
ahead.
hope I got it right. Is that the right website?
For the culture, Annapolis.org. It looks right.
Yes, sir.
Yep, look like it.
Okay. Well,
So I
family, y'all
think-
know
I
what to
think,
do. Hit that
the
up,
great-
family. Hit that up, family, and find out more information.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. And I would say, to answer your question, Q, partnership. You know, we're in a environment right now where there are a lot of organizations that are pushed to compete. However, we're not here to compete anything. We're here to pull it all together. We're here to connect it all
Amen.
together. And that's what we found out is happening with all of our efforts, is that too many organizations are competing. And that's because we have these grant pools and we have these initiatives. They have organized for us to compete for them. But we no longer want to compete. That's not our thing. And we don't want to promote to our children that we have to compete to give resources and to give platform. The only thing we should be competing in is sports. That's it. We shouldn't have to compete with whether or not somebody gives information about our Black history.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
So,
Right?
Well, look, y'all know the
And
deal.
when it comes-
You know, the Knight Brothers show is here. So as you
Yeah.
are developing, as you're moving forward through your journey with this, you know we're here, and you know we partner with
Yeah.
all kinds of things, especially if something positive. And,
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
we feel the alignment with our vibe and our nature. We definitely gonna be down with it, brothers.
Yeah.
And it sounds like what you guys are doing is you're really trying to add value to people's lives. And this is something that aligns with what we try to do, is add value to people's lives. So we're
Yes.
definitely down for the cause, brother. And you know we're going to roll with you, rock and
Yeah.
roll with you. You know that. We're always going to be behind you and supporting you,
Yeah.
and it's on the side of you as well. Natural, I know you may have some comments about this, Natural. Kick in what you have to say about that, my brother.
No, I just wanted to echo, my partners. But more importantly, there's going to be a time that you're going to need those volunteers. And you're going to have to throw the word out. Please, come back, let us know when it's coming down the pike. And you need volunteers, you need that best nation, that's their donations. And, we can put it out there for you. So whatever we can do to help elevate what you're doing, we all in. Definitely. We Team S&S, baby. Team S&S. From the foundation to the elevation. You know the situation. Live and direct every time. No,
and definitely to answer your question, we do plan to still do a festival. We just plan for it to be bigger.
I heard that.
Wow.
That's it. So you're going to need
Salute you, my
more
brother. We
volunteers.
salute you.
No
We
doubt.
salute you.
That's right.
Look, go from the parking lot to the stadium.
Shout out to you.
That's it. That's
Go from
it.
the
Yes,
parking
sir.
lot to
Shout
the
out to
stadium. All right, but look, gentlemen,
Yes, sir.
we're not gonna hold you any longer than we told you, but we
Thank
just
you for your
vibe when
time.
you on,
Yeah.
man. This could turn into a whole show, but definitely you're welcome back
Yeah.
anytime. You know how to reach out
Anytime.
to any one of us. And
Yes,
we're gonna help
definitely
y'all.
have a set because we got a lot of information to share.
Awesome.
I know you got to put some
Well, I'll
parties
be in touch with
between,
both
man,
you
so
guys,
we can-
man, the next day or so.
Okay.
No, it's good.
All
But
right,
I said, I
man.
know
Peace
y'all
and blessings
throwing
to you
some
both,
other
man.
events too,
Love
so-
you guys, man.
What you
Thank
say?
you.
All
Love
right,
y'all
man.
too.
Peace.
Congratulations, brother. Keep doing
I
what
know
you
y'all
do.
throwing some other events, is what I'm saying. Well, let me try it one more time. I know y'all throwing some other events in between time and in the meantime. If you do have something,
Yep, have us
please
back.
let us know. We like to shout it out. Please, we like to shout it out. For real.
Definitely,
No doubt.
man. We already
Peace
working
out.
on it. Definitely.
All right,
I know
audience,
it.
thank
I know
our
it.
brothers, audience. Thank our brothers, and like Marvin did, thank our brothers, and give them some support. All right,
Absolutely.
all right,
Check that
brothers.
site out, y'all. Oh, duh.
Keep doing what y'all do. Absolutely. Hey, everybody. Before we start this next segment, we got to keep it legal. What we're telling you We here at the Night Brothers Show are not doctors or physicians. We're not providing any medical advice. This is for educational purposes only. Trying to show you something that may or may not work for you. So before trying anything you hear or see on this show, or for that matter, any other kind of new exercise or new workout routine or new medical, whatever you want to do, please consult your physician first. They know best. Back to you, Lenny.
Amen.
All right, brother.
Welcome back to the Night Brothers Show. Today we're sharing life-saving information, the warning signs of a heart attack that many people miss. Not just minutes before, but even 30 to 45 days ahead of time. Let's start with the early warnings weeks before a heart attack. One of the most overlooked signs is unexplained fatigue, feeling drained even after a full night's rest. Another is sleep disturbances. Waking suddenly at night gasping for air or having restless sleep. Don't ignore it. You might also notice unusual chest tightness or mild discomfort that comes and goes, lasting a few minutes, then fading. That's your heart sending early distress signals. Other clues include frequent indigestion, heartburn, or stomach pain, which people often mistake for digestive issues. And here's a big one: persistent anxiety or a sense of impending doom. Believe it or not, the body sometimes knows before the mind does. Now fast forward to the moments before a heart attack. This is where every second counts. Watch for intense chest pressure or pain that spreads to the jaw, neck, arms, or back, sudden shortness of breath, breaking into a cold sweat, feeling nauseous, or becoming lightheaded. If you or someone you love experiences these signs, whether weeks in advance or in the moment, don't dismiss them. Call 911 immediately. Background dispatcher, faint. 911, what's your emergency? Knowledge is power, but action saves lives. Talk about these warning signs with your family. Share this video, and remember, your body whispers before it screams. Listen before it's too late. The Night Brothers Show wants you to be around for a long time.
All right, brothers.
Yes, we do.
I can hear it, baby.
Kick it to you, Kenny.
Absolutely. It said, question is, do heart attacks really occur without warnings? Contrary to popular belief, the answer to that question is yes. There are rare circumstances. And me, myself, being a cardiac patient, I just had my pacemaker changed out 2 weeks ago. But me and myself being a cardiac patient, I've talked to a lot of other cardiac patients. And they've told me stories of where they had no warnings, no pre-existing conditions, no warning signs that we're going to talk about later on in this segment. They just drop. It's a very, very, very scary thing. Now, there are signs. There are signs. As far as how far in advance, let me give you an example. I was on the borderline to get my pacemaker that I just talked about. I was on the borderline of having a massive heart attack for 2 weeks. I walked around and I woke up and I had this rapid heartbeat. Like I just walked 5 miles with E or 5 miles with Lenny. My heart beating. And I just woke up. And this went on for 2 weeks. And finally I got to the hospital and they brought me right in and diagnosed it. And that was 2 weeks in advance. There are stories of people having signs like fatigue and shortness of breath and all that a month or even longer before actually having a heart attack. So it is, the key word here is paying attention to your body. When you start having these signs, pay attention to them. Like I didn't. I went on for 2 weeks and we could possibly be not having this conversation today.
No doubt. All right. Good
That's
information,
good looking, Kenny.
brother.
Good looking, brother.
Good information, particularly, since you came from a situation as such. Q, I'm going to throw him up. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, explain the connection, man, because I know you got difficulties tonight. Connection between restlessness, poor sleep, and all of that.
The problem is, man, so many things, we confuse them when we have these symptoms going on because they're masked by other things, such as the poor sleeping habits. Sometimes we just think of, okay, maybe I just have insomnia. I just can't sleep. I can't rest. Things of that nature. But actually, there can be a signal of a pending heart attack. That sleep pattern change could be stress on the heart caused by that. But like I said, we just dismiss it as insomnia. But it can actually be a real signal. If you find that your sleep pattern has changed, or like the video said, you're waking up in the middle of the night, gasping for air, things of that nature, you have to really pay attention to those things. And I suggest even documenting it. If it's something that happens once, okay, but if it's happening consistently or fairly consistently, you should really be documenting that and seeing a physician about that.
Absolutely.
How about indigestion, man? Talk about possible red flags and that type of thing with that.
Wow. Now, Lenny, this right here is probably the one that confuses most people. Because the default response when they have indigestion is, man, I ate something bad. Or things of that nature. They don't think about a heart attack. They think about it was something that they may have consumed, which causes that feeling. But it can really, really be an issue of, particularly if you're feeling discomfort in the chest area for an extended amount of time or repeatedly, that it's not indigestion at all, but indicators that you may be on your way to a possible heart attack. Now, like I said, so many people get that one kind of screwed up and thinking, oh man, I had a bad meal and it's coming back on. Well, if that's happening frequently, once again, you need to get to a physician and have that checked out thoroughly.
Absolutely.
Last one, man. Is there a target group of people that's most at risk or most susceptible to a heart attack for any particular reason? Is men more than women, or different lifestyles? Talk about that a little bit.
Well, people who have like stressful jobs. Let's be real about it. People who are aging. People who never go to a physician. And people who don't eat very well, their nutrition is off point, not on point. Those are people who are more subject to missing risk and signs of a heart attack. Because like I said, some of the things that could be leading to heart attacks can be disguised by other things, like the insomnia piece, not sleeping well, like the indigestion. So all those things kind of can make the person think that, oh, this is nothing serious, nothing to worry about. But if those type of things are happening on a consistent basis, you definitely need to take precaution and see what's going on with a physician.
Okay. Good stuff to know. All right, I'm bringing it your way, brother. Bring it your way, man, to help us out a little bit. I got to throw all three questions at you at once. I'm going to give you a chance.
It's all good. I had to hit the matrix on her. Oh, snap. Yo, check it. Really, on my first question, what are the hallmark symptoms once a heart attack begins, is kind of where Q shared some of those things with us. I mean, really, that intense pressure in your chest and it feels like something's attacking your heart, that's a heart attack. And it's serious as a heart attack. The digestion can be occurring at the same time you're actually going through a heart attack. You think it's indigestion and you're having an attack. Intense headaches can happen at the same time. But it's really important to understand and kind of track. If you have, like you said, if you have indigestion once in a while, anytime you have something that goes on like that, think about what you just ate. If it's something off key and off kilter, then maybe that might be it. But if it's not, then you really need to do some other digging. More importantly, the stress that we generally live under is a big part of that. Sometimes they say, well, Who's your does your mother or father have a tendency for heart attacks? No, they lived in America all their life and they've been stressed out of the yin yang. Grandmother, great grandmother, everybody. I'll tell you, it's a stressful community that we're speaking to right now. So understand that is a real situation, and ignoring the signs could be really, really bad. I mean, shortness of breath, heart racing, all of those things, even Kenny talked about, can be happening at the same time. So it's very important to really keep track of your body. It's telling you something for a reason. Don't think it's just going on for nothing. Why time, and we're just gonna kind of move right through. It's imperative that when you feel that, you see those signs, that you act. Time is essential. Kenny talked about it. He was blessed to have time where, you just don't know what you don't know, so you continue to move around. But now that you do know, act like it. If you feel those things, especially in combination, you're already extremely fatigued, and you feeling that fatigue, and you feel like, you get that paleness or start sweating, and you're getting the shortness of breath. You getting any of those combinations, call somebody. At worst case, they say, no, you all right, you were just having an anxiety attack, or whatever that may be. But you want to know that you are right. And the only way to find that out is to check. And I've heard so many friends of mine and so many family members and other people say, yeah, they told me that, look, you probably had another 45 seconds. Literally seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before it's too late. Other people, yeah, man, you had a few more minutes, but that's it. And it's that serious. So
Armand just said that Great Talk, he suffered from having AFib, a heart, which is the caused me to have a stroke while he was in active duty in 3 other occasions while retired.
Wow,
you know
man.
I mean?
Wow.
So now definitely keep coming, Armand, because the thing that Arden was saying,
from
it's like, right, when something happens to you like that, it's what do you do? Because Kenny had something very similar, because a heart and a stroke are something very similar. Just one attacks your brain, one attacks your heart.
Your heart.
But it goes back to what you were saying, Arden, on time again.
You have to react. You have to react. And you know what? I tell you what. Go ask somebody like Kenny or like Armand that's gone through this, and see if they feel something like that. How fast they gonna call? How fast they gonna go?
Oh, yeah.
What we need to do is get out of the mindset that we always have. And I'm gonna talk to Kenny in reference to this. And Armand, please communicate with me back if I'm off beat. Before the first time you knew that it was happening, you used to think that, I'm gonna be all right. It's just my stomach. It's just, let me breathe a little bit. I just need to sit down. I just need to rest.
Exactly.
I need to lay down. How many people have laid down thinking that they're going to get their stuff together, and they died on the bed, and their loved ones come in thinking that you just took a nap because you just needed to rest, and you've been that strong person in the family for so long, and you lay down and go to sleep and don't wake up because of that situation. I'm just trying to get anybody in that frame of mind, and I'm guilty of it, because I always feel like, I'm gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? Let me do this, let me do that, let me drink some water, let me meditate, whatever that is. But sometimes when you feel those combinations, you need to take your ass to the hospital. And I mean it exactly like I'm saying. Kenny, can you tell me what you got?
Just to throw in real quick, reading what you just said. What you just said was me. I had 10 of those episodes, TIAs. I didn't pay attention to it, just like you said. I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna drink some water. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. A month or so later, I'm in the back of an ambulance screaming down Route 9, fighting for my life. So that was absolutely 100% correct. And also the reason why we don't pay attention, I'm gonna keep it real short. Another reason why we don't pay attention, in my case, it was work. When I had my heart condition back in 2009 in Florida, I was moving up in the company, didn't pay attention to the signs that we're talking about here tonight, and I ended up almost dying once again. So pay attention to your body. There are no excuses. Go ahead, brother.
Now, Kenny, one thing real quick, Kenny. You said a term that you had a few something. It happened several times. What was that?
Episodes. TIAs.
What was the term?
Episodes. The episodes were called TIAs, mini strokes. I was feeling, all of a sudden, I felt disoriented. I had these while I was driving. I used to sing to myself in my head to like bring myself around. Like I thought I was tripping. I had at least 10 of those, and I did not know what they were. I did not know what they were until after my stroke. And then I had one, and instead of just saying I'm gonna be okay, I went to the hospital. They told me, "Oh, you had a TIA." Well, thank you for telling me. I've had 10 of them. So yeah.
Now, what's the TIA stand for?
It's a technical term. The technical term is the mini stroke. I can't pronounce it's a long term. I can't think it off the top of my head, but the term for it, in layman's term, is called a mini stroke.
Wow. And you said you had 10 of those and didn't even know.
At least before at least 10.
Q, what you got, bro?
What's up, Q?
Yes, I want to go back to that point of emphasis you made earlier, Arden, because I think that has to be repeated. You said that you've been guilty of it yourself, and so have I. You know, we've had things go on with us, and we said, I'm going to be all right. And Kenny talked about it a little bit too. And Lenny, I'm sure you've done the same thing. And you just think we're going to be all right. But we all know people who laid down, like you said, Arden, and did not get up that next day, thinking they were okay. I mean, I had somebody close and near and dear to me thinking they're going to be okay, and didn't turn out to be that way. That's why it's so significant that we make a move when these type of things take place.
So what should they do, Q? I mean, what should they do, Kenny, when that happens? What should they do? What would you do, Kenny? Let me say that, because that's real. What would you do if that happened, Kenny?
There you go, Armand. Transient ischemic attack. Yes, that's what a TIA is. I couldn't think of that, but you're absolutely right. But in response to you, little bro, I'm reacting immediately. The least little thing, I'm going to the hospital, and that's how I found out what a mini stroke was after having 10 of them. Pay attention to the signs you're going. Like he said, we always lie to ourselves. We're going to be good. Oh, I'll be all right. No, you're not. You don't know that.
And the most important thing,
pay attention
I would say, jumping in, the most important thing is you got to we bring this, we brought this show on tonight because we want you to be aware of the signs, and we gave a lot of signs already, because these signs can come as early as 30 to 45 days before you have a real major episode. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So if you are seeing these things, go get checked out. Now I'm gonna tell y'all a little story. Well, not real little, but it's not real short, but I'm gonna try to condense it as best I can. About 2 months ago, I went to the emergency care because I had a cold that wouldn't go away. It had persisted for 3 or 4 weeks. When I was in the emergency care, they did all kinds of readings on it, because as somebody that's 60 or older, anytime you go anywhere, they do all kinds of stuff on it just to make sure you're good. Because you elderly. We elderly. We don't want to admit it, but we are elderly. So, almost out the door, and the doctor says, I wanted to do an EKG on you just to make sure everything's okay. So she did the EKG, and she kept staying there, and I had EKGs before several times. She said, Mr. Knight, I'm going to have to send you to the hospital. I said, what? She's like, yeah, I'm going to send you to the hospital because I don't like what I'm seeing in the reading. I said, damn, okay. I was like, do I really got to go to the hospital? She was like, look, as a precautionary, I really would like you to go. I said, look, I feel fine. I came in here for cold. I ain't coming here to be going to no damn emergency room. You know what I mean? And she was like, well, as a professional physician, this is a sister too. She, as a professional physician, I can't allow you to leave out of here without going to the hospital. And I'm going to have to call the ambulance, by the way, for you. So an ambulance can transport you to the hospital. I said, come on now. My wife right here, we ain't got to go through all this. You know what I'm saying? This is that I'm going to be all right. I'm all right mentality.
Yeah.
This is what, that's why I'm tying this story in. This is it. So anyway, I get to the hospital.
Perfect.
And I think it was like it was a couple of months back. I was because the playoffs was on, the basketball was on. So anyway, I get to the hospital, and I went to the doctor's early that morning to get it over with so I could keep on with my day, so I can go walking later on and do all this. 11:30 at night, I'm leaving, or 11:45, I'm leaving out the hospital that night. I was there like 9-10 hours. And they had all these cardio people come. They ran all these tests on me, blood, all of this, everything all day. Needless to say, we followed up with the doctor. I'm condensing the story. Went to his office. The doctor that seen me in the hospital, he was a cardio specialist. Did a couple of points. We went here, put me on some medications to kind of. He said basically I had AFib, which is not afibrillation. It's AFib, which means your heart is out of the rhythm of the sync that it should be in for some reason.
Yep.
And I was like, well, I'm fine. I walk all the time. I do this and all that. And I told Q about a week or two before that I had went walking one Saturday. And I got so damn tired. My heart was racing so much that I had to sit down on those green electrical boxes. We used to call them the green thing back in the day.
Yes,
the green thing, I had to sit down on the green thing, and I was about half a mile from home. I said I had to get my shit together because I can make it home because I was out there walking. And maybe that was part of what's going on. Well, needless to say, last weekend, long story short, the doctor said if this medication don't work, we're going to have to do what's called a procedure that's going to actually shock your heart back in the rhythm. I said, hold on, doctor, you can't be fucking around shocking my heart and shit. You know what I mean? So, anyway, I had to go to a procedure Friday where I went to the hospital. They hooked all this stuff up to me, and it's like they shock your heart, and it was real fast, and they put you in sedation. All I ain't know nothing. I just came through, and everything was fine. But I had to think about that, the night before and the day of, leading up, going to all of that, and but I got out of there and I was cool. I'm still cool. I went walking the next day. I did 5 miles. Y'all see, I ain't gonna stop. You know what I mean? Because even though you feel good, and I still feel good, I never felt bad through any of this, except for the one episode when I walked and I had to sit on the green thing. But they shocked my heart. It came back into rhythm. So I still need to stay on this medication and all that type of stuff. But I listen because I'm older. The younger me would have blew that crap off and kept going and doing what I was doing.
Absolutely.
But hey, look, good friend of mine also had a situation. Joanne said she had a heart attack. After my heart attack, I made every doctor's appointment and I watched every sign. And I remember when Joanne had a heart attack.
You got to.
We remember when Joanne had a heart attack. We was all working together at the National Harvard. And I was shocked that she had a heart attack. And another good friend of ours, I ain't gonna say his name because I don't want people medical personal situations out there. But another very close friend of ours had a heart attack as well. And so, at young age. So the point that I'm making with this show is to check yourself before you wreck yourself, because I don't want to be the one that lay down and don't get up because I was hard-headed. When God was giving us signs weeks and weeks ahead of time. He gave me a sign weeks ahead of time when you got tired from a regular walk. I should have knew something, but then, the cold persisted, and thank God for all that got me to this point. So don't be kicking and screaming when somebody trying to save your ass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's my
especially that's your body trying to save you. Especially.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Listen to your body.
Lenny, thank you so much for sharing that story. Somebody may really needed to hear that because they may have gone through the same things or maybe going through the same things that you went through and ignoring them at this time. So I'm glad that you shared that story with us.
You know what the doctor said, though, Cubo? He said, thank you, Pamela. He said, for saying feel better. You know what the doctor said? Because when I went to one of the appointments, the last appointment where, before he said, look, we're going to have to do that treatment I was telling you about, I was like, damn, I don't want to get my heart shot. It was nice, because I went to like 3 appointments with him, over a couple of weeks' time. And he had put me on the treadmill and all that. And he had the treadmill, he started off low, went up high, and I was just walking on the treadmill. Kenny, like, I was, and he was like, man, you must really do walk. Because most people can't go up as high as this, and you still go on.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, man. Like, ain't nothing wrong with me, I'm good. You know what I mean? And but But I went
You trying to
walking
prove that
the
point.
next day after my procedure. I went walking. Next day after that, I went to see my commanders win. So you know what I mean. But I'm just not gonna stop. But he was basically saying that good thing that you are in the condition that you are, and that's why you probably didn't feel anything or feel any abnormalities.
Yes.
Because you are actively healthy person. That's what he said basically. So
Yes.
anyway,
But
shout out
just
to
to
all.
touch on what you brought up, Lenny, and we just talked about a little bit of how the reasons why we don't go, and a lot of it is not just we think we're gonna be all right. A lot of it is fear. Lenny talked about having his heart shock. That sounds to a lot of people like, oh my God, and that's how I found out. That's how I felt when I got my first pacemaker. Okay, then he had his heart shock. Here's my thing. Last Friday, I'm gonna share this with y'all. Two Fridays ago, I had my pacemaker changed out. I don't know if y'all can see this. This device here was in my chest for 8 years. They put another one just like that in me 2 Fridays ago. My phone cut off, sorry. It took the entire process, took the doctor an hour to do it. And the only reason why it took an hour because he had to remove some scar tissue. I went to him today. He explained more in detail. He removed some scar tissue, put a new pocket in, and cleaned up some stuff. Other than that, it would have been a 30, 35-minute surgery. An hour later, I was going home. So don't be afraid. Modern technology today is amazing. Follow the signs and do what the doctor tells you.
Yeah, we on a health show, and we normally healthy people. We got healthy habits, but stuff can happen to you. I don't care how healthy you are. It's Olympic athletes that die, you know, out of the blue. You know, so learn as you live to listen. Go ahead, Q.
One last thing I want to add. Mimi said something a little earlier. She made a comment a little earlier. She talked about hypertension. And that ties in with everything we're talking about here tonight. Because it's another thing that we often overlook. And we're going to cover that in depth sometime in the near future as well. Hypertension plays a big part in heart attacks and strokes and things of that nature as well. So you have to pay attention to all the signs. You know, if you know that you have been predisposed to have diabetes or hypertension, things of that nature, please stay on top of that stuff. You just can't ignore it. You can't put your head in the sand and think it's going to go away. Because it may go away. It may go away when you go away.
Go away.
Take you with it.
Take this parting gift. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm glad we got a sense of humor about things. But look, we love y'all. Definitely going to be having some good subjects coming up in the next few weeks. Definitely join us. Continue to watch us. Check out our good brother tomorrow night, Mr. Wallace. He's legend of the past. He got a great guest on. My Commander fan, me and Armand go to the games every week.
God.
And,
y'all were cutting it up this weekend, Lenny. You and Armand were cutting it up.
Oh, man, Armand had a good time, man, at the game. And I was sitting at the game, and the Commanders was winning. Let them come back a little bit. I turned around to Armand. I said, Armand, I ain't came to see no good game. I came to see a good old-fashioned blowout. I ain't trying to see no good game.
I don't need no stress in my life.
Oh, man, yeah. Well, thank y'all. Thank y'all for the comments. And
thank you, Angela.
All right. So we'll see y'all next week.
Thank you, Margaret.
Peace and love, everybody.
See you next week.
Y'all take
care. Next week, Lenny, we may have possible mayor-elect on for a few minutes with us. Jared Littman may be joining us next week. I have to contact him tomorrow. But we may have him on for a few minutes next week and some other things we talk about.
All right, y'all take care.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Stay sexy.
Yes, indeed.
Y'all, before we even get into it, this ain't just a podcast. This us talking to the block, to the moms, to the homies lost, to the ones fighting demons in silence, to the kings and queens that forgot their crown. We 4 brothers coming straight from mud, hitting the web, not for clout, but for